because Guy Malloy, the coach of the Sky Sport Tall Ferns, joins us. Guy, great to see you.
Yeah, thanks, Justin. Donna, thanks for having me here, and what a great event for women's basketball in New Zealand.
Well, what have you made of the season? The Tauihi season, of course, the opening season of this brand new professional women's league here in New Zealand. So good for your Tall Ferns and Kiwi players for the future.
Yeah, it's been an absolute success, and congratulations to everyone involved in putting it together and on the floor.
Talia Tapai is one player you've seen a bit of over the years. She's certainly been a star, but what about the Tall Ferns and what you've seen of those Kiwis playing here on home soil? It's going to make your job selecting future teams pretty tough, I think.
Yeah, that's a good problem to have, isn't it? The quality and depth of the imports in the league, to me, that's been a major factor in raising the level of the play. And the New Zealand players are going to learn enormous lessons from the players like Chagas and Nard and Tapia and others. So it's great to have them here.
And it's so important for our Kiwi players to learn from them, but like having Michaela Cox is a big part of that, and showing what you can aspire to do and how you can be as a Kiwi athlete too, doesn't it?
Yeah, and what a pro, and what a game winner. So she's had I think a little bit slow to get going, but now the last month or so of the competition, she's just shown how great a player she is.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. She's one of the best. Travel picked up there on Adams Gabbe. And Guy, for the Sky Sport Tall Ferns, off the back of the Tauihi, what's the plan now over the coming months?
We're looking at a tour to Australia, actually, to play the WNBL clubs in pre-season. So we're just trying to put that together right now, and that'll be a tremendous learning experience for all our younger players. And
based on what you've seen from the Tauihi, are we expecting some new faces?
Absolutely, Justin. There's players here that I haven't had a great look at before, and over the past 2 months, it's really come to light, the talent that we have.
And it's just such a great opportunity, isn't it? I wish it was around in my time.
Yeah, all your time was offshore, unfortunately, Donna.
Yeah, and that is the news, of course, going forward for this brand new competition. The fact that the Kiwis out there plying their trade around the world. Adams Gabbe gets the opening basket of this third quarter. They can now come home and play. Guy, we're going to let you get back to the sidelines and keep an eye on your rising Tall Ferns and the stars of the future. Hope you're enjoying your time here, as always, in New Zealand, and we look forward to seeing what the Sky Sport Tall Ferns do off the back of this inaugural Tauihi season. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Justin. Enjoy the call.
Good to catch up with the national coach, Guy Malloy, as Florencia Chagas, one of those international stars we were just talking about, nails a big three-pointer. The opening basket for the Queens in this third quarter, Donna.
Yeah, Chagas has been big for the Queens, hasn't she, in this final, doing everything at the moment.
Here's Tapia, shot clock ticking down, just gets it up in time. It was a tough one in the end. Queens do come up with it. A basket either way to start this second half. Queens lead it by 3. Nard still looking for the opening points for herself in this grand final. That won't do it either. She's 0 of 6.
And just starting to look a little bit frustrated with it as well.
There's Michaela Cox. Stella Beck right there close, checking her. Ledger Walker. Early foul trouble for her tonight. Double down low. It's going to end up with Marte Gray. She can hit these. We've seen it. Not on this occasion. Gustafsson with the rebound.
Yeah, just a wee bit static on their offense, weren't they, the Kahu? But the Queens just finding open spots.
Well, I don't think Josie Truesdale quite could believe how much space she had there. Gets a second effort there for Chagas, who just lays it off with class for Gustafsson. Another 2 for the Queens.
She somehow managed to get her shoulders through in the ball for that pass, and they come away with another possession, the Queens.
Well, good defense in the end, steady from Truesdale. Here's Nard on Tapia, spinning to the basket. This time she gets the whistle. It's against Michaela Cox. And if you're a star shooter and the shots aren't dropping, the best thing that can happen as we look at the replay. In fact, that's that finish from Gustafsson. Look at that heavy work from Chagas. But when the shots aren't dropping, the best way to get your eye in, Donna, is to get to that coloured resine stripe, and that's where Jamie Nard is now.
Oh, absolutely. And look, the Kahu are not going to make it easy on her to get those baskets, as you saw the attention that she's receiving, Nard. But yeah, absolutely, she needs to get some confidence and she needs to knock these down.
Well, the American star who played collegiately for the Tennessee Lady Vols, the Volunteers. She's the highest draft pick in the WNBA to play in Tauihi this season. Believe it or not, they are the first 2 points of the grand final tonight for Jamie Nard, but they're timely. The Queens are out by 7.
Yeah, the biggest lead of the match.
Let's see if the Kahu can respond. They won't, they'll turn it over. Marte Gray's pulled up for some happy feet. Just like that, we've already played 4 minutes of this third period.
Horns, Tira!
Chagas, oh, how did she do that? Just continued to go hard. She's just saying, was there a foul there? Okay. Didn't hear a whistle. Good conversation.
Don't you love it? And that pressure from Cox, she just gets on with the next play. Did her job defensively.
Got to get it in here, the Queens. Beck under a bit of pressure. Truesdell sends it back to her. Stuck in the corner. Here's Nard. She tries to hook it inside. Looking for Gustafsson. Grays taps it out of play. Chagas is up to 16 in the game now. 5 assists as well, Donna.
Yeah, huge performance, and she's really steering that ship, isn't she, for the Queens.
Inside, oh, Gustafsson. Couldn't finish it off. Slick pass. Good play from Beck to find her. Here's Michaela Cox. Rebound, Truesdell. And they're on the move now, the Queens. In the hands of Florencia Chagas to Nard. Right there with her. Here's Tapia. Heavy collision in the end. I think the first foul may have been called there, though. A bit of reaching.
Yeah, look, just getting the arms tangled up.
I'm not sure if you picked it up. Here's the foul. You'll see the reach or the holding just there, that left arm tangled up before that heavy collision. Just off the back of that, Florencia Chagas. The whistle had gone, but the shot that she put in was quite amazing. That's one that'll go unseen, but it looks like she's got her eye in Florencia Chagas.
Oh, she's absolutely outstanding. Big-time baller.
Now, Truesdell going to the line here. I think it might be Jamie Nard, though. That's who the foul was on. And Jamie actually saying to Sharon,
"You're shooting my
there,
shots."
I think I should be at the line. That Resine line is waiting for me. She just nailed 2 moments ago. Shooters don't often give up shots, do they?
Absolutely not.
I can tell you now, if that was Megan Compain out there, she wouldn't be letting any of her teammates near that line. Not a chance. Puts the first one away. She's 3 of 3 tonight from the line. Make that 4 of 4.
Knocks down the 2.
And the Queens are out by 9. It's going to force a timeout here for the Kahu. Danger signs now for the Northern Kahu. Biggest lead of the game. And they've done it in the opening 4.5 minutes of this third quarter. Jodie Cameron, it's going to be fascinating to hear what she's got to say here to the Kahu. Let's go inside the timeout huddle here and have a listen to the Tauihi Coach of the Year, Jodie Cameron. Here's the message.
Keep it up, yes. Come on, stay in it. Here we go. One stop, one basket. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Well, if nothing else there, Donna, maybe just a timeout to regather some composure.
Yeah, just to get a bit of calm and settle the troops. You know, it's pretty physical out there. There's a few bodies on the floorboards. And just wanting them to get that control back, really. So, yeah, nice and calm from Coach Cameron.
The last time these two teams met, it was the final round of the regular season. The Queens skipped out to a handy lead, hitting double digits, and of course it was a 1-point margin. So don't write the Kahu off from here. Speaking of Megan Compain and the shooting prowess of the two-time Olympian. Here she is, Megan.
Don't forget, I've got headphones on, Justin, so I can hear everything that you're saying back here, even though my microphone is not live. The message out of Coach Tanya Tupu's bench was actually very tactical. She was talking about the next time down the court, an offensive position, they're going to run a decoy play for Nard to come off, but they're actually going to go to Josie. They're really liking what they're seeing inside, and I think that it's she's got a mismatch, and they want to take advantage of that size.
Oh, good on you. We'll keep an eye on that. You know I love you, Megan. As Crystal Ledger-Walker misses that one. She hasn't scored in the game either. There is Nard. In fact, that was the first shot of the game for Crystal Ledger-Walker. Heavy contact back the other way. Did you see that, Donna?
Yeah, I think there's been a couple of bodies on the floor, but as they tried to run a fast break, just a lot of arms. Getting a little bit untidy, maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Just a lot of hands in, trying to get that ball, trying to get that turnover possession. But all they're getting at the moment is coming away with a foul.
Tara Reid with that foul. That's second of the game for her. Here's Chagas. I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot. It did come off hands, though. And the Queens will keep possession here. Just over 7 seconds on the shot clock. The Kahu think it's their ball, but it was definitely signalled the way of the Queens. Michaela Cox is a little bit perplexed.
Get organised, hurry up.
Beck to bring it back in.
7,
Nard takes it.
6.
Shot clock is down to 5. What can the American do here? Chagas in the corner, steadies, fires away. Oh, Florencia Chagas off balance. What a big basket that is.
That was a huge basket, but why not? She's got the hot hand. She's shooting at the moment, a dream for the Queens.
Kahu need to respond here. They won't. They turn it over. They're down by 12. Beck, foot on the throat, looking for Chagas in the corner. Reid knocks it out. Sigh of relief there for Kahu fans. Pressure is right on them now. 4 minutes to play in this third quarter.
Yeah,
And
look,
it's a quarter that's belonged to the Queens.
Oh, absolutely. The Kahu are really struggling to find points.
They've only hit 2 this quarter. That's how tough it's been, Donna. Gustafsson unable to keep that one in. It's been a 12-2 run in this third term.
Yeah, it's tough going, isn't it? Just in a couple of sloppy turnovers. And a wee bit, they're running their offense, but they're getting a wee bit caught on top of each other.
And interestingly here, down by 12, the Kahu have just subbed out Talia Tapia. She's a player that plays some of the heaviest minutes in the Tauihi. Here's Crystal Ledger-Walker. Finally, she's on the board with her opening points of this grand final.
Yeah, Ledger-Walker was great last night, but she's been really quiet tonight because of her foul trouble. The 3 early fouls.
Nard wants it inside. Trustel has it knocked out of her hand. 10 seconds on the shot clock. What a battle it's been. Best 2 teams of the season. Both had very solid semi-final wins last night. Hope you're enjoying it right around the country, and in fact, hello to all of our viewers right around the world. Here's Paris Mason. That one missing by a fair bit. She nailed one of those right on the halftime buzzer, didn't she?
She did, and it was an important shot too. It put them out in the lead as we see them fast break the Queens.
Good steal by Chagas at one end. Defense for Kahu, saving what would have been a clear basket for Jamie Nard.
Come on, set a screen. Hit someone.
Here's Stella Beck. Great to see her back playing pro ball. And in the end, just a little bit too easy.
Yeah, look, they run a nice out-of-bounds play, and Nard will be pleased with that.
Who are we going to bring out?
And they're just stepping it up defensively, the Queens. Was there a foul there? Heavy contact. Queens come up with it.
Come on, Crystal.
Chagas on the move again inside. Nard off the glass. No call. Olivia Berry picking herself back up. I think the Kahu will get possession, but at both ends of the floor there, heavy contact, no whistle.
Yeah, no whistle at all, and I think Nard thought that she had the mismatch. She demanded the ball inside, but referee saying that there's nothing wrong with it. I think this is where you just got to move on. Her hands are right up, actually.
Yeah, good defense.
So, great call by the referees.
I don't mind it though, Donna. Put the whistles away and let them play.
Oh, that's what it's about, isn't it? And it's who can handle it, who can handle the pressure, who can adjust. And at the moment, it's the Queens that has adjusted the best.
Tauihi back out there after a very quick 90-second break. Here's Michaela Cox. What can the trooper do? The stalwart can't put it away. Loose ball. Kahu are going to get it. Florencia Chagas just explaining to Sharon Martin that she thought it belonged to the Queens. It's always an interesting conversation with Florencia because I think she understands every second word we say, and I've got to tell you, I'm probably as good as understanding every second word she says.
Oh, look, she's fantastic. I got that opportunity last night to interview her. She wanted to drag some of her teammates with her to help, but yeah. I thought she did a great job.
Cox can't finish it there. Here's Chagas twisting and turning and trying to get some room. She's on the flow now, getting it down to Gustafsson. She can't get a handle on it. Missed opportunity there. Alan Gustafsson tonight, 8 points, 4 rebounds. Of course, she had that big job last night on Trinity Baptiste, and what a job she did.
Oh, she was a fantastic job, and you know, Trinity Baptiste has been fantastic all season, but couldn't get going last night.
Well held, wasn't she, by Gustafsson? Michaela Cox is a player that can turn this around for the Kahu. She's involved in everything there, and I think Adams Gavo is going to be bailed out here. She's going to go to the Rosine right on the buzzer. And you can see her teammates were very happy with that call. Gabriella Adams Gavo, 5 points, 4 rebounds a game. She's 70% from the Rosine, and in the second half of the season, Donna, she really has made a starting position her own for this team, hasn't she?
Oh, and thoroughly deserved. She's so strong under the basket, especially bringing in those rebounds.
Puts the first one away and the second, no problems whatsoever. We're back to 10. And it's just a nervous margin. The Kahu aren't going to go away. Chagas calling the shots, waves Paris Mason away. She fires from deep. That one a little bit too deep. Final 90 seconds of this third quarter. Can the Kahu bring it back to single digits? Tauihi just cuts a path through the Queens defense.
But look at that attention after you bring a rebound down. Not one challenging, there were 3.
Josie Trusdell, 4 points, 5 rebounds. One thing about the tall fern forward is she may not rack up the big numbers, but gee, she does a lot of the 1%ers, doesn't she?
Oh, she does, and that was a tough play by her. There was a lot of attention as she brought that rebound down.
No!
Here's Mason.
Keep moving.
Nard wanted it, but instead she goes inside to Beck. Oh, how did that go in? What an amazing roll for Stella Beck. Can you please explain that to me? Is there physics involved in that?
Oh, look, it was a great feed too from Mason. It was a good cut from Beck, and she gets the ball through, finishes off with a wee push as well. Look at that pass from Mason.
And the roll, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals tonight for Stella Beck. And she completes the 3-point play from the Rosine to take it out to a 13-point margin. Foul. I think that might be on Jamie Nard. That's her third. Keep an eye on that.
And look, it's been an intense battle, hasn't it, between the pair of them all game.
I'll tell you who knew it was her third straight away as well. Jodie Cameron. She's counting. She knows the importance of trying to keep Jamie Nard out of this game.
As we see Chagas go down, and I think it's a wee bit slippery on the court.
Great pass to Pryor inside to Adams Gavay. You can mark that one down to the crafty work of Talia Tapia. Jamie Nard deep two.
You got it.
I reckon Paris Mason will just keep it in play here.
You got it. Breakers.
Beck now.
7.
Ledger Walker right there with her. Beck uses the screen of Truesdell, doesn't get the roll on the right. Nard can't quite get the claws around it.
Yeah, unfortunate, it was nearly a great offensive rebound, but couldn't keep the handle and it comes off the foot.
Margin at 11. Both teams will get at least one more shot here, you would think, unless they do something silly with the ball. Tapia, she'll like her chances here. Beck over the top of the screen. Now she puts it on the floor through the paint. Look at the Queens surround her. She had 4 to beat at one stage there. Shot clock down to 2. This is going to be tough here. Shot goes up. Hits the ring. Kept in, but it falls to Chagas. Good defense in the end. Got to get a shot up here. She doesn't know the clock. Oh, does she? Oh, she does. On the buzzer, Florencia Chagas. I didn't think she was aware of the time, Donna, but that could be a telling basket as we head towards the last quarter. How about that?
Oh, look, that was a massive play. It looked like she wasn't going to put it up. Steps down, gets the roll. That was a huge play at the end of that quarter.
21 in the game for Florencia Chagas. The Queens have made their move. They lead by 13 with a quarter to play. A championship is on the line. Can't wait. Stick with us.
Give it up for the Tribe Dance Academy.
Welcome back to the Trafalgar Centre. Last quarter of season 2022 is coming up in the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi. And the Queens have made their run in the third quarter, a 19-8 run. They lead by 13. Let's go down to Kahu coach Jody Cameron. And Jody, well, 10 minutes to play. Anything can happen from here. We've seen it many times this season. What was the message to your Chargers at three-quarter time?
Oh, look, you know, this is just a grind. Everything's falling their way. And it's just been a challenge for us, you know, just to settle in. We just force a lot, and we just got to stick to the game plan. You know, finals is about taking the game, and Queens are playing up, and we just got to match that.
Thanks very much, Coach. We're going to let you get back to it because we do know that it's really hectic on the sidelines right now. We don't want to overload you with too much. Jamie Nard scoring the opening basket of that last quarter, and it takes the Queens out by 15.
Look, that's a big margin, and all that was done in that third quarter with the Kahu only scoring 8 points. A great defensive quarter from the Queens.
There she goes. There she goes.
Here's Chagas with Cox. Beck now. A little bit of space, pulls up the dribble. Oh, she's going to fire away, Florencia Chagas. We've seen one or two of those already go down tonight, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, but she's a wee bit off balance. I think she was trying to get Cox with the foul.
Here is Michaela Cox. Oh, big block. Have a look at that. The response from Josie Trusdell and Florencia Chagas. That is what you call emotion. What a big play in this grand final that was.
And doesn't it just show how much this match means to them? They've got the roll, they've got the momentum, and a big block.
Loose ball. Nard comes up with the steal. She's on the move here. Spinning to the basket. Off the glass. Oh, and it drops. Jamie Nard, back-to-back baskets for the Queens to open this last quarter. Margins at 17.
Move the ball, move the ball.
Doesn't feel that long ago, Donna, we were talking about the lead changes just rattling over one after the other. They need this, the Kahu. That won't drop. Trusdell after it. Hauls it in. And here come the Queens again. Stella Beck all the time in the world to fire away. Chagas keeps it alive. Nard now, that one well short.
Run breakers,
And the Kahu breathe a big sigh of relief because for Nard and Beck, they were wide open shots.
Oh, absolutely, they're wide open, and you see Jamie Nard having a bit of a giggle with herself and missing that by so much. But to have that breathing space to be able to laugh that one off.
Classy drive there from Michaela Cox. Maybe that'll steady the ship for the Kahu. It was about this time last night in semi-final number 1 that we saw Talia Tupaia absolutely take over the game. Boy, would they love to see that tonight. That's a hard pass inside from Beck to Trusdell. Stella Beck with the foul in the end. So maybe in the last 10 or so seconds, a little bit of momentum for the Kahu. They'll take everything they can get right now.
Oh, absolutely, and look, they just need to get a few more stops. This is an opportunity here. They did the hard yards there at the defensive end, but now they've got to run an offense. They've got to move the ball and get some action going to that hoop.
Nard up to 10 points in the game now. It doesn't seem like much, but she was scoreless at the half. Chagas continuing to zero in on Cox. Grays given some space. Now Trusdell steps into the lane and Grays in the end under that pressure. Just couldn't keep a hold of it.
Yeah, Jamie Nard did good then. She managed to get her mitt in there and upset the rhythm.
You need to stop, guys.
Under 7 minutes to play
Come on.
in the grand final. Who's going to be crowned the first ever Tauihi champion? Queens at the moment lead by 15. Nard on the attack off the glass. It won't roll. Good defense from Reed. Cox on the move now. Dangerous. A little bit of space.
Spacing, work off the ball.
Brings Stella back out, goes inside, and Marte Grace can't finish the shot. Battle on the board. Which way is it going to go? Kahu ball. Edge of your seat stuff.
But how about those hands from Grace to take that pass in? It was actually passed behind her from Cox, but did well to gather it in, but couldn't finish.
Timeout called by the Queens. We haven't heard from Megan Compain for a while. She's nervously walking up and down the sidelines and getting into it. I know what she's like around a basketball court. We were here a couple of hours before the game and she's right out in the middle putting up shots. I think she hit about her first 17 as well. Surprise, surprise.
Of course she did, and I think she's secretly wishing she was out on that court.
Here's Tanya Tupu and the Queens.
2 minutes, I need control. Okay, so execution is the main thing. Control and execution, just for 2 minutes to see how it goes. We can run through.
Let's run an Iverson for whoever Tupaia is guarding.
Yeah.
Be the one that cuts me a bit though.
No. Let's just go. Hey, let's just do a horn set away. Okay, horn set away, back to the basket. Okay, she's going to end up coming back down. Horns, diamond away, sorry, diamond away. Diamond away. Let's go.
6:33 left on the clock.
A little bit of confusion there. I think Tanya Tupu might look back at that and
Who's got Kahu?
probably curse herself.
Yeah, Chagas was like, what am I running? Horns.
Well, speaking of Megan Compain, I think she might have been up listening to the Kahu, and they're looking for some big plays coming out of this timeout. Megan, what did Jodie Cameron have to say?
Well, she had to say the same thing that she said at three-quarter time, actually, was they've got to keep moving off the ball. The Kahu have been a little bit maybe stagnant and watching Tupaia, expecting that everything's going to come out of that player and then not moving off the ball and creating that space for her and creating opportunities for the teammates. The other thing that she was saying is really interesting. She knows exactly how many fouls are on how many of the Queens. So she's telling her players, be well aware of the Queens players who are in foul trouble and go at them.
Yeah, we picked that up before, didn't we, Donna?
Yeah, you did, and it's so true. She knew exactly how many Jamie Nard had on her.
Kahu have been held to 10 points in the last 14 minutes of this game. Jamie Nard not happy with that shot she ended up taking. Here's Ledger Walker. Adams Gave now to Cox. Cox is desperately trying to lift her team at the moment, and that helps.
Oh, absolutely, she's doing a great job. She wants to move that ball. And a timely basket for the Kahu.
Well, for me, she's the one that the Queens need to stop from here. Michaela Cox has so many years of experience. She's won multiple championships with the Townsville Fire in the Australian WNBL. She's the one that can get her team across the line here. And here she is, right on cue, and another finish. There you go. Back-to-back baskets for Michaela Cox.
Oh, tall fern, legend of our game, showing us how it's done. And she knows there's plenty of time left in this match.
Margin at 11. The Queens will want to settle here. Nard somehow gets to the basket. Right on cue. Cox back the other way on the reverse. Can't get the roll. Margin at 13. I think if the Queens score here, Jodie Cameron will get a timeout straight away. Oh, Stella Beck, how about the athleticism to keep that alive?
Oh, look, she's just such a workhorse for the Queens.
That looked painful. Chuggas. Tokomanawa comes up with the steal. Here's Michaela Cox again. Can she get 3 baskets in a row? Oh, Truesdale with the block. With the follow-up, though, Tara Reid. Truesdale just needed more support in the end, didn't she?
Oh, she did well to get back, but it wasn't enough to stop the Kahu. You can see that want and that determination to get this gap closed down.
Tempo's gone up. Gustafsson! Big basket for the Queens. The end one, she's off to the Racine. And not surprisingly, Donna, Florencia Chuggas laying the table for the Swede.
Oh, look, she's having a great match. She's just finding her players. She knows exactly where they're rolling to.
21 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists now for Florencia Chuggas. Gustafsson moves to 10 points. International flair, international flavour in that play. Can't convert. Margin at 13, 4 minutes to play. Strap yourselves in. Nervous times. Tempo's gone up. Reid. Gray's wanted it inside. Reid goes it alone, tries to turn back on Gustafsson. No whistle? Yes, there is. It'll be Truesdale with the foul. No team in foul trouble at the moment in this last quarter. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Look, you're just waiting for it, aren't you? The Kahu are right there. Intensity at the moment they're showing on the offensive end, especially through Cox, as she's got the ball.
Stella Beck knows that Cox is the player. Goes under the screen. It allows Cox to get on a drive to the corner. Yes! From the wing, Reid bangs down the big 3. And we're at 10, as close as it's been for quite some time. Can the Queens respond? Nard under pressure. That one is knocked out of her hands. It'll be a Queens ball. We have not seen a Sky City player timeout used in the grand final. Don't be surprised if we see one down the stretch here. 14 seconds on the clock. Beck to bring it in.
And we see the Kahu on that full court pressure.
Here's Beck. Margin at 10. Stella Beck searching. Somehow hooks it up and in. Oh, that is the captain's basket.
That's a huge basket and very timely for the Queens because the Kahu were finding a bit of groove.
Cox looking to respond. Gray strong underneath, draws the foul. Stella Beck the culprit. Beck has 9 points in the game now, 7 rebounds, 4 steals for the Queens captain, Marte Grays, who had 20 points in last night's semi-final, has 7 tonight. And look at that clock, 2:59. Grays, first trip to the Rosine tonight. No mistake with the first. There's a long look at the second and drains that as well. We're back at 10. 3 team fouls on the Queens in this last quarter, just the one on the Kahu. Chagas has been a star. Truesdell pulls up the dribble. She needs Chagas to come at her, hands it off to Beck. Off balance, gets it to Chagas, finds some space from the line, doesn't get the roll. Loose ball picked up by Reed. Here come the Kahu. It's in good hands here. Cox, great pass down low. Grays is fouled, gets the roll. Off to the Rosine for the N1. Here come the Kahu.
Oh, what a play. Cox does well to get that ball up. But Grace, she's been great underneath the hoop.
Oh, they're not done with yet, Donna. Good pass, strong finish. Where's contact? No doubt about the foul. Timeout called, and when we come back, the Kahu with a chance to reduce this to 7, and there's plenty of time to play.
How exciting. What a tough finish, though. She had all the attention. She had 2 lots of arms over her.
After a score, you're throwing the ball in, okay? Then we want at least one big staying up to screen for a little, and then we need someone, another guy coming up. I want you coming up, you curling. You need to come up for the ball. Yeah, bring it up. Okay, let Jamie bring the ball up. You 2 get to the corners, okay? You 2 get into the horns. Okay, let's do horns go.
Horns go, horns
go with Jamie on this one, okay? Okay, make
There's
it.
Coach Tanya Tupu, and for me, Donna, the next 2.5 minutes for the Queens comes down to looking after the ball. Time is on their side. They can't close up shop completely. They're still going to need to score another couple of baskets, but they need to look after the ball.
Oh, absolutely. The clock's their friend at the moment. They've got the advantage.
Megan Compain, what have you got for us from the sidelines?
It's all calm in the Kahu camp, and certainly they were on a roll. The runners going their way. The message from Coach Jodie Cameron was keep getting in the passing lanes. We're putting pressure on. The pressure is on them. Let's get in the passing lanes and create those turnovers. We're only 3 baskets away.
And there you go. That's exactly what we were just talking about. Queens need to look after possession here. Kahu need to force turnovers, and they nearly got one then. Margin at 7. Nard slows it down. Shot clock now at 10. What can the American do? She knows she's got to do something special here now because the shot clock's at 5. At 4, she drives to the corner. Offensive foul. That won't count. Paris Mason made the basket. It will not count. Foul is on Jamie Nard. And the Kahu get the ball back. Here they come.
And not only is that Jamie Nard's foul, it's her 4th one. Just pushing Cox out of the way. How smart is Cox as a basketballer? Gets in the correct spot.
Well, that is years and years of experience right there, Michaela Cox. If the Kahu can score here, get set. Big finish it's going to be. Adams Gave, no loose ball. Oh, Mason did well to get a hand on it. Foul called on Michaela Cox. They're living dangerously right now, the Queens, aren't they?
But look how much it means to Michaela Cox. That was a big play. She could have gone horribly wrong with being hurt. Jumps in front, but just didn't quite get her feet set.
1:51 to play. Can the Queens score here? Well, we're going to get a stop because Jodie Cameron was literally standing in front of the bench saying, I want a timeout. So I think we're going to get a timeout here. We are. Jodie Cameron hustling in her troops. They're within 7, Donna. We have just over a minute and a half to play in the decider. What a season it has been in the Tauihi. So much fun. Women's basketball. I hope you're enjoying it. Wherever you're watching, If you are not impressed with what we're seeing tonight, there's something wrong with you.
Oh, look, it's been a fantastic season for the Tauihi, isn't it? And it's just so exciting to see these girls in action. And, you know, just when you think the Kahu are down and out, you see that grit and determination, especially from Cox, putting her body on the line.
Well, there's only one team that the Kahu have lost to this season, and they're playing them tonight.
Yeah, look, the last one was by 1 point, wasn't it? So it's been an interesting battle between these two teams. They match up really well against each other.
They've won the last quarter 16-10, the Kahu, and they know that the pressure is on the Queens. The Queens have to hold the lead here. We know the Kahu are going to keep coming. Megan Compain, nervous times. What are you hearing?
I'm hearing all tactics. Coach Tanya Tupu was in there wanting to make the most of this out-of-bounds play and looking for a score. It was all tactics. However, at the end of the play, all the players got together and said, this is our game, guys. We just need to take control of this and own it.
Well, it's going to be a slice of history for one of these teams. They'll take home that fantastic new trophy.
And that's it.
We saw that at the opener tonight. We're going to see a lot more of it shortly. Importantly here, Donna, as Tanya Tupu just working out how many timeouts she's got left. They've got 19 seconds on the shot clock here. They really need to use this time effectively, don't they?
Oh, absolutely, and clever from Tanya too to try and work out how many she's got. They need to know because they're going to be used down the stretch, and it might even come down to the Sky City player timeout.
We appreciate you supporting the league.
Well, I know we were talking about that in the second quarter, late before half-time, and I can tell you that Tanya Tupu was screaming at Stella Beck to call a Sky City player timeout, and they didn't do it, so they would have spoken about that at half-time.
Oh, for sure, and it's an opportunity, isn't it, when the game's getting so tight now with under 2 minutes remaining.
And I don't know who this break actually benefits or doesn't benefit, because the officials have been trying to work out something on the sidelines, and is that a benefit to the Queens? Is it a benefit to the Kahu?
Kind of makes you just all a little bit too nervy out there. The Queens will want to get it underway because I think the Kahu...
Well, here we go. Beck and Nard raffling it amongst themselves at the moment. You can see the shot clock ticking down. They've got plenty of time here. Jamie Nard gets the little jumper. That doesn't go. Grays with the rebound. Here they come. If the Kahu can score here, game on. Championship on the line. Cox holds up the dribble. Reed. Now she gets on the attack around Mason. Draws the foul. And she's off to the coloured stripe. Is that on Jamie Nard? Let's keep an eye on this. I think it may have been on Paris Mason in the end. It was. Margin at 7. Well, if you're a Queens fan right now and you're not sweating, I don't know how. Nervous times. They led by as much as 12, and the Kahu continue to storm home. It's at 6. Long way to go. Reed brings it back another. It's at 5. This is so eerily similar to what we saw in that last game between these two in Porirua. The Queens need to get a score to settle things. Mason, the young kid, may go alone. She does. How about that for a basket for such a young player? Paris Mason, will that be the difference tonight? Michaela Cox has it stripped away by Beck. There's a foul. Well, Paris Mason, probably the last player the Kahu expected in this Queens team to score on them.
But not only the score, she took the contact and she said, right, I'm going to go make this. I can back myself to make this basket.
And I think they've called an unsportsmanlike foul there on the hold. They have. So not only are the Queens going to get shots, they're going to get possession, Donna.
Oh, this is a huge play. Stella Beck makes the first.
She's normally 52% from the line this season, but don't worry about that. She's nailed both. And importantly, they come up with possession. They lead by 9 now. What a turn of events. in the last 20 seconds of this game. Queens, advantage for them right now, inside the last minute. Stella Beck knows she's got time on the clock. It's counting down. It's at 5. There's a whistle, there's a jump. Who's it going to go to here?
It's a Kahu ball. Possession arrow says Kahu ball.
And it is.
No, it's their ball.
48 seconds of play. Margin at 9. Paris Mason, maybe with the basket that is going to be talked about for quite some time amongst Tokomanawa Queens fans. Jodie Cameron calls a timeout on the sidelines.
Timeout call.
What a finish.
And this is going to have to be a quick play drawn up.
Well, let's have a listen, shall we? We'll head straight down and listen to the Coach of the Year, Jodie Cameron. See what she has to say here. The Kahu need to do something special.
Don't forget to stick around at the conclusion of this one, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll leave the coaches with their space. Of course, we're inside the last couple of minutes, so we do give them a little bit of privacy every now and again, Donna.
I'm sure they're probably pretty happy about that too.
Well, we do get some pictures from the timeout. Michaela Cox right in the thick of it. She's got 14 points in this game tonight. For the Queens, 4 starters in double digits. Florencia Chagas, game high 21 points. How about her game tonight? She's only 21.
Oh, look, and she's just the most professional person. She does a great job at leading her team from the point.
Here's that basket. Watch this, Paris Mason. She says, you know what? I'm going to do the job here. What a basket that is from this young lady. Game on the line. Paris Mason comes up with one of the biggest baskets at the most timeliest of times in this 2022 grand final. Clock's been reset to 50 seconds. Kahu needs something special quickly. Ledger Walker, Michaela Cox. She's the player that can do something. Here she goes, searching, floater, doesn't get the roll. Loose ball, Gustafsson comes up with it. Jamie Nard will settle it here. Draws the foul. And she's going to walk down to the coloured stripe. And with 33 seconds to play, you now get the feeling that the Queens aren't far away, Donna, from celebrating an historic championship in the Tauihi. In fact, it will come to the sideline. Held scoreless at the half, Jamie Nard. 12 points in this second half. She really has stepped it up, hasn't she?
Oh, she has at critical times, and that's a big time player. As we see another foul.
Yeah, they've got to chase now, the Kahu. That's going to put Chagas to the line. Or will it? Is that the 4th or the 5th? Looks like it's showing the 4th at the moment. So the Kahu will chase again very, very quickly. Stella Beck. Well, we know she's played well tonight. Look at the bench there for the Queens. None of them want to sit down. They are up on their feet, aren't they?
They are, and how good have the Queens been at the business end of the season? They've had their 6 wins in a row. This would make 7 if they can finish this off, which is looking likely.
And last night, 2 points in it at the half against the Pauakai. Tonight, 2 points in it in the half as well, at the half, sorry. And their second half performance last night was quite extraordinary. 34-17 third quarter to really blow that game open. And tonight in the third quarter, it was a 19-8 run.
I don't know what's said in those changing sheets, but Tanya Tupu has definitely got her team running.
We went in there at halftime and they were up smiling and dancing. To be fair, I think they might have been waiting for the coach to come in. We do get some free throws off that foul. Chagas makes the second. We've got a player timeout. So Sky City player timeout here called by the Kahu, and they needed that because they will advance the ball here from the player timeout. This is a new innovation. First time we've ever seen it in basketball globally. It started here in the Tauihi Each team gets one per half. It's only involving the players, Donna. They get to come together for 30 seconds and they get to advance the ball.
Yeah, so I'm sure Michaela Cox will be the leader in the group to what they're going to play and what they're going to run here. They don't have much time. They're going to have to get a shot off.
Margin at 10. 32 seconds to play. They got it down to 5 not that long ago, the Kahu. Cox knows she has to get it up quickly. Forced out. Good defense by Nard. Loose ball picked up by Chugas. Pass to Nard. She's fouled. She's going to go to the Racine line. Now, I'm not sure if anyone's picked this up. I'm not sure what's the story behind it. But there's one Kahu player who hasn't been on the floor for the last little bit. Talia Tapia.
Yeah, I'm unsure the reason behind that, whether she's picked up a niggle or...
She's got 4 fouls. There she is, in fact, and she is in the warm-up top with an elbow injury, we believe. So we've been wrapped up in the game, and I only just noticed that we haven't seen her out there for the last couple of minutes as Nard makes the first, and what a big blow down the stretch that is for the Kahu.
Oh, look, that's huge for the Kahu, isn't it? Such a big loss.
12-point margin, dying seconds. Basket for Ledger Walker. It's all going to be a little bit too late, though. Again, they've got to chase. Try and force a turnover. Queens get it across the half. Nard, experienced, pulls it out. They know they've got it. That's it. Look at the celebrations. The 2022 GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa champions are the Tokomanawa Queens. About that. Coach Tanya Tupu getting the hugs from her players. What a season it's been. The inaugural champions of the Tauihi, the Tokomanawa Queens, 7-game winning streak to take it out. And I reckon Megan Compain has got one of the stars of the season with her, Jamie Nard. Let's cross down to Megan.
Jamie Nard, the Queens have just been crowned the inaugural Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa champions. Tell me how you're feeling.
Good. It was a hard-fought win, but so happy, so happy. It was a couple months that we spent together, and it just all paid off.
Well, tell me, the Queens have been on a rise, up and up and up, 6 in a row. This is 7 in a row. Tell me what it means to play with these Queens over here.
It's awesome. It's awesome coming to New Zealand for once in this beautiful country, and obviously it's fun winning a championship, you know, so awesome.
Well, it's been awesome having you here, yourself, 13th pick in the WNBA, you applying your trade over here, and we are so fortunate to have you here, and thank you, and now go enjoy with your team.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Smiles all around. How about that, Donna? 14 points in the game for Jamie Nard. They didn't come easy. She was scoreless at the half.
Well, she was, but we talked about that importance of not letting shooters go to the line, and unfortunately for the Kahu, they let her go there, and she went 6 from 6 from the Racine, and I think that helped get her second half scoring going.
Oh, look at the emotion there. Stella Beck took some time away from the game. She just wanted some clear space, get some priorities back in life, and just get away from the game for a little while. And of course, she is now a victorious captain. Paris Mason, what a basket in the closing points. Oh, here she is.
I've been working so hard, and that basket was, you know, probably because of all the hard work I've put in this season. That was so great. I mean, pretty much history for us. First gold. We're all pretty buzzing and so proud of the girls. It's been amazing.
It's been wonderful watching you come up from the first game down to the last. I tell you what, we all thought you were a defensive pressure, your defensive style, but you actually are now an offensive juggernaut. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, my defense is just what got me started, and then once I started to build and my offense game came, it was all muscle memory, and over the time it just came back to me.
I know you're a talented athlete and you can do whatever you want, but I really hope you stick with basketball.
I'm going to try to do both for as long as I can.
Awesome. Thank you, Paris. Congratulations.
Oh, well answered. And Paris Mason, she'll look back at that basket late in the last quarter. It really swung things back in favour of the Queens. And they're champions, ladies and gentlemen. They have taken out the inaugural GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi title, 71 over the Kahu, 62. On the other side of the break, we're going to crown the champions. Presentations not too far away. What a night in women's basketball right here in Aotearoa. Don't go away. Well, what a season, what a night in the GJ Gardner Homes at Tauihi. The Queens are about to be crowned the champions. They take out the grand final 71-62 over the Kahu. The silverware awaits, a brand new trophy awaits. Let's head down to the sidelines now for the presentations of the Tauihi 2022 Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa Grand Final presentation. We start the presentation of medals to our game officials. To receive their medals from League General Manager Hugh Bainin, please put your hands together for Ryan Jones, Shira Martin, and Hayden Pipe. I'd now like to welcome General Manager of the Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa, Hugh Bainin, to say a few words.
Tēnā koutou. Well, what an incredible climax to a remarkable inaugural season of Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. I want to start with a heartfelt thank you to Nelson City Council, the Nelson Regional Development Agency, the Nelson Giants, and the people of Nelson for having us this week. My family and I are lucky enough to call Nelson home, and especially given the events of the last 10 days, I really want to thank you all for your kindness, your excitement, your hospitality, and your support. 2022, she's been a wild year. Back in January, these teams didn't even exist. It wasn't until February that they got their names, their logos, their colours, The first players were announced in March, the first buckets were scored in June, and tonight the first champion will be crowned. Along for that amazing journey has been our incredible family of partners, GJ Gardner Homes. Your support across our sport is phenomenal, and Sky Sport have been with us and you all every step of the way, beaming 128 games of live Tauihi and NBL basketball across Aotearoa in just the last 4 months. Thank you to you both and to all our partners who make this all possible. Congratulations to the management and ownership of all our 5 teams. A huge, huge first step has been taken, with many more to come as we all continue to lift women's basketball up to where we know it belongs. Well done. To my team at Basketball New Zealand, you can have Sunday off. You've earned it. Well done. Thank you so much for your tireless work, and a very special mention to our world-class operations manager, Marie Taylor, who is the engine room of our league. Finally, to our incredible athletes. Just a handful of you may have won a championship tonight, but I hope every single one of you knows the significance of what you've achieved this year. You have wowed, you have toiled, you have encouraged, and you have inspired girls all around Aotearoa and the next generation of Tauihi athlete and the next generation of tall ferns. It's been an absolute privilege to watch. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to welcome CEO of Sky, Sophie Maloney, to say a few words.
Kia ora Tauihi e te whānau, ko Sophie toko ingoa, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Gosh, what an absolute privilege and pleasure to be here. I also call Whakatū home and just want to call out to all of the Nelsonians getting through this time and being able to host this amazing event. Congratulations, Hugh, on an incredible first season, and also to Basketball New Zealand, who we're very happy to partner with on this front. But for me, the reason this is so important is because our girls in Aotearoa, New Zealand, can now see the possible. They can see that they can play in an amazing professional women's basketball league right here at home. So a big thank you to all of the fans who are here and behind us as well. Some amazing support for the teams. But now I just have the honour to confirm the most valuable player for the inaugural Tauihi Grand Final, Florencia Chagas.
And presenting the Grand Final MVP trophy is Tall Ferns head coach, Guy Malloy. Well done. Well deserved. It's now time to present the runners-up medals. Doing so is Jeremy Banks, board member of Nelson Regional Development Agency. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Northern Kahu. Come forth. Mackenzie Chatfield, Gabriella Adams-Gavay, Talia Tupaia, Crystal Ledger Walker, Olivia Berry, Jason Tene, Alia Lusangi Api, Jasmine Kalani Fulu, Teta Reed, Michaela Cox, Marte Grays, Madison Wolf, Ashley Kelman Poto, Rosie Dill, Vito Tua Levy, Head coach Jody Cameron, assistant coaches Leanne Walker, Andrew Mackay, manager Leah Morgan, physio Danny Melzard, strength and conditioning coach Logan Bodiger, and another assistant coach, Louis Murphy. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause for the Northern Kahu. Now to present the medals to our champions, it is the CEO of Sky Sports, Sophie Maloney. Ladies and gentlemen, the Tokomanawa Queens. The captain, Stella Beck, Jamie Nard, Elon Gustafsson, Florencia Jarvis, Josie Trosdell, Jacinta Beckley, Holly Morgan, Lily Tulale, Eva Langton, Alia Dunn, Paris Mason, Grace Fussy, Lauren Tufata, Tia Rimario, Grace Hunter, head coach Tania Topu, assistant coaches Sam Toomey, Adam Crawford, physio Gavin Cross, Rachel Tulale, the chairman, and Jasmine Morris, the manager. And to present the trophy of the inaugural GJ Gardner Tauihi champions, Renee Holm from GJ Gardner Homes. Ladies and gentlemen, your champions, the Tokomanawa Queens.
Well, how about that? GJ Gardner Homes, Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. They're happy, the Tokomanawa Queens, Donna, as they should be. Stella Beck right in the middle of that. And look at that trophy. I mean, that is going to be a prized possession and something so special for the future here in professional women's basketball.
Oh, look, it's massive, and we're going to have so many young athletes coming through wanting to strive to get their hands on that trophy, but thoroughly deserved by the Queens.
No doubt about it. Winners 71-62 over the Kahu. And let's just spare a quick moment for the Kahu. Wonderful season.
Oh, look, they started it off, didn't they? They ran 9 straight wins. Everyone was chasing them and trying to work out how to bring them down, watching game tape, and the Queens were the only ones that were able to do that.
I was going to say, to be fair, only one team did bring them down, didn't they?
Absolutely, and it was 3 times, but I think they'll forget about the other 2. It was all about this final for the Queens.
Of course it was. It was all tied up at quarter time. The Queens held a 2-point lead at the half, and then they opened it up in that third quarter. That's where they made their run, Donna. 19-8 third quarter. And the Kahu came home strongly, 21-17. They actually got it back to 5, but it wasn't enough in the end, and the Queens get the win.
Yeah, look, they really tried. They dug in deep, didn't they? Coming into that fourth quarter, they knew they had to put everything on the line, but the Queens did enough.
And we're joined right now by Sky Sport CEO Sophie Maloney. What a finale this is, Sophie. Just so special for women's sport, women's basketball. We know that women's basketball is now on the map, and to be fair, I don't want to embarrass you, but you have been a really big part of what we've seen this season. Thank you and well done.
Kia ora, Justin. I am just so excited to see amazing basketball by these wahine toa and to play a small part in it. Yeah, just hugely grateful and privileged, but what a final.
It's pretty special, wasn't it? And, you know, the whole season, to have this opportunity to bring star Kiwis back home. We've been talking about them plying their trade overseas. They need an opportunity to come home and be seen, for the youngsters to see the stars.
And the energy that was in the stadium tonight, given everything that's going on, is absolutely phenomenal. So, yeah.
And isn't it exciting to see how far this competition can grow? Like, this season has been fantastic, but it can only get better, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. I meant to say earlier, I can't wait for next season to start.
Well, you're a basketball fan as well, because your 3 boys, they love the game. I think a couple of them have had Nelson Giants captain Sammy Dempster as a coach. And I mean, basketball is something that is spoken about very, very often in the household of the Maloneys, isn't it?
It certainly is, as with other sports, but I tell you what, we're very much looking forward to both of these seasons starting again, and I'm just hugely grateful because you guys have been awesome calling throughout, so want to do a shout out to you as well to say thank you so much, and come on Aotearoa, look forward to next season.
There we go. Sophie, thanks again for all of your support. It's been wonderful from everyone at Sky and all the crew behind the scenes as well. I mean, we need to speak about them. So many of our crew right around the country. They do an awesome job, don't they?
Every day of the week, and we love what we do for all of the customers throughout Aotearoa, New Zealand. So thank you. Well done, guys.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. Sophie Maloney, CEO of Sky Sport. And there's that net, that precious net, Donna, being cut down. It is such a special moment after a championship win, isn't it?
Oh, it is, and to actually have a little piece of that net and filing that away, it means so much. And just the opportunity to get those feet up that ladder and chop your piece of net off.
There's Jacinta Beckley. Let's have a quick chat about the Final Four. Last night, of course, the semi-finals, the Kahu defeated the Phi by 15. The Queens got that win in a powerful second half over the Pauakai by 24, and then of course they have taken out the championship by 9 here tonight. Let's head back to Megan Compain. She has one of the Kahu stars with her, Crystal Ledger-Walker.
Well, Crystal, not the result you would have wanted tonight, but you guys have had an incredible season, an incredible ride. Well, tell me how you felt out there tonight. It was a pretty physical game.
It was pretty physical. Definitely disappointed, not the result we wanted. But yeah, I'd just like to thank all of our supporters, our sponsors that have been with us all year, New Balance, Our Projects New Zealand, Go Media, and everyone else. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to my family, my nanas at home, and my partner watching. Yeah, thanks for just everyone's support all year.
And it means so much, doesn't it? Because I imagine when you were applying your trade in college in the States, did you actually think after your senior year that you'd be able to come home and play in a professional league in New Zealand?
Yeah, this is definitely a dream come true, I know, for everyone in the league to, you know, be on home soil, finally being able to be paid playing basketball in New Zealand. Yeah, not the result we wanted, but definitely, you know, big steps for basketball all around and basketball in New Zealand.
Well, it's a thrill for us as well because there's so many tall ferns and aspiring tall ferns that we actually don't get to see play. I've never seen Michaela Cox play in real life or Stella Beck, and it's really exciting. So how does that mean for you now? Because you're about to go on your professional journey. Are we going to see you home again next year?
Hopefully, definitely. I mean, I encourage all our tall ferns to come home. It's so cool being able to play with Michaela and, you know, learning off her and being in a team with her, not just on the tall ferns level, but on a local level as well. So yeah, encourage all our tall ferns that are overseas watching us to come home next year and join us in this awesome league.
Well, you heard it from Crystal, and we look forward to seeing what you do overseas. Good luck.
Thank you.
Well, let's not forget her sister Charlize isn't too far away either, but good news for Crystal. It was announced yesterday that she has signed a contract in the Australian WNBL with the Townsville Fire, so we wish her well during the summer. Let's head back to Megan now. She's got the grand final MVP with her, the Argentinian young gun, just 21 years of age, Florencia Chagas. Here she is.
Oh, we're here. Florencia, hey, look, you are an international absolute superstar. You're a Tokomanawa Queen, and now you're a champion. How does that feel?
It feels great. I'm so happy, so thankful for everything, for my team, for the staff, for the people, our fans. Without them was anything like this, so I'm so happy and enjoy this moment.
You've been playing professional basketball since you were 15 years old. How does this league compare? Because you know it's brand new here in New Zealand. We haven't seen the level of talent like yourself come back to our country. So what do you think of the league here?
No, it's a good league. It's the first, but it's perfect. It's perfect. We need to keep going, and this one is good for everyone. With the imports, it's a high level, so I really enjoy this, and it was so nice.
Well, it was amazing to watch you play this season. Can you give us a taste? Are you going to be back?
I hope so. We don't know, but I really hope, because I love the city, I love New Zealand, and the Queens are the best, everything in my heart.
Thank you so much for being here with us, and congratulations. Enjoy the win.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
She's such a delight, isn't she, Donna? And look, such is the life of a professional baller. I think she heads home to Buenos Aires for a couple of days, and then she's off to Spain.
What a great life, isn't it? And she was such a superstar out there and thoroughly deserved that MVP title.
No doubt about that. And I tell you who's going to be all smiles right now. Her very first season as a senior coach, Olympian, Tall Fern star. She is one that will be so happy that future Tall Ferns can now play here on home soil. It is the coach of the champions, the Tokomanawa Queens, Tanya Tupu. And here she is with her good friend, Megan Compain.
Tanya Tupu, you are the inaugural champion for the Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa. Tokomanawa Queens taking home the trophy, but it wasn't an easy win out there tonight. Tell me what you were thinking as the game was going through.
Oh, I was freaking out most of the game. I thought, are we ever going to turn the corner? You know, we were just grinding it out. It was tick for tack, and then, we just got to a point where we were like, in control, and it just took a lot longer than I expected. Yeah.
I've loved watching your team start, and you've progressed, and you've just keep rising and rising and rising. And but behind the talent of all the players on your team, can I just ask you about Paris Mason?
Yeah, well, Paris is like our little find. Obviously she's playing a lot of netball. I hope she plays a lot more basketball in the next few years. But yeah, she's just been a spark off the bench, and she's just grown her game. At trainings and in every game, she's just got better and better, and I think she's that type of athlete, that New Zealand needs in the black jersey. So I think, with a little bit more coaching and a little bit more time in the sport, I think she'll be a great find for New Zealand.
What's it going to take in the off-season? Hopefully we see you back on the sideline next year for the Tokomanawa Queens. Where do you start from now? I know you've just won a championship, so you get the night off, but where's your head go after this?
We want to get out to the regions and, just start looking at and IDing some talent and getting some junior development going. I think that's really important for our program and our framework. Just start building up that base below us, and then start working on a plan for next year.
Last question. Yeah. Did you ever feel tempted to get out there?
No. No, I do hang out with the girls at training and try and bust some moves, but I'm always a bit sore, so yeah, no.
Tanya, one of the best that we've ever produced, and congratulations, so excited for you.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Well, what a moment. It's not just about the players, it's about the coach, but also all the coaching staff as well, all the people behind the scenes, the general manager, Walter Talele, who's done a marvellous job, as all the GMs across the league have done. We saw Rachel Talele a little bit earlier on, the chair of the club, but the ownership group behind it. I mean, there's so many people, the physios, everyone. They will be feeling just the joy of this championship, won't they?
And what legends to get it all thrown together. There wasn't a lot of time frame to get this off the ground, so there was so much work that went on behind the scenes for every one of these franchises to get out there. So, big ups to all of those involved.
And you talk about the supporters, and it's not just of the Queens, but also the other teams who have played here at the Final Four, the Kahu, the Whai and the Pauakai. So many people travelling into the city of Nelson. The Queens had 250 people come down here for this.
And look, last night they were so noisy, and I think that's what helped them turn the corner in that third quarter. And they've just done so well, haven't they, in that support, all in their T-shirts and chasing their team. And I think that's really helped them get over the line.
Looks like Jamie Nard there and young Lily Talele just comparing their medals. Such a happy time, of course, for the Queens. And look at this, straight after winning a championship, you've got Florencia Chagas out there teaching the skills, the footwork of the future stars here in New Zealand of girls and women's basketball. What a sight that is.
How cool is that? It's like, you're my idol, I want to be like you, but look at that time that she's giving back to her.
Just incredible. I mean, that is a sight that should be flashed up all around New Zealand. The fact that Florencia Chagas, the 21-year-old Argentinian who's just won a championship, as Megan Compain joins us, she's out there teaching skills.
I just had a quick chat to her just then, and it's great, isn't it? Because she's absolutely fizzing. It's awesome to see both the internationals and the Kiwi girls absolutely just relishing in this moment. But she sits there and says, like, "Oh, I can't speak English. You can't understand me," and she's absolutely ripping it through. I say, "It's better than my Spanish or my Italian, and I'm sure you probably speak German and everything else like that."
Well, it's been a big season, hasn't it? Just amazing to see this whole competition get off the ground. Well done, Basketball New Zealand, GJ Gardner Homes, Sky Sports, Sky City, New Balance, all of the partners, R-Line, of course. Just fantastic with what we've seen, and to all of our commentary team, everyone behind the scenes. Donna, Megan, well done tonight. Hope you enjoyed it.
Well, thank you. I didn't really do much, but how cool is it to see Don's on sideline, Jodie and Leanne, Tanya taking out the trophy. It's really exciting because it is about giving back to the players that have been trailblazers. So thank you very much for having us and allowing us to be part of this really special moment of basketball.
Still think you could both get out there, Donna?
No.
Yeah, no, I'm not too sure about that,
Absolutely
Justin.
not. I thought, but then I met Chagas. I was like, absolutely not. I'm not counting her.
I can understand. Well done. Congratulations to the Queens. They are the 2022, the inaugural GJ Gardner Homes Tauihi Basketball Aotearoa champions. There's the trophy. That's going to do the rounds tonight. They win this one 71-62. Hope you've enjoyed the season.